the shame thing's interesting too, because there's a quote by Nietzsche as well. I did a lot of his videos today. He was saying, as long as you're saying yes to shame, or as long as you're living in shame, you're saying no to life. And he was explaining like that was his real big issue with religion back in the day, was that they operated in that field, right? Like they needed to to reflect shame down onto you through sin, because that's the easiest way to control somebody, right? It's because they know you don't want to feel bad, and they know you don't want to look bad. So if they can kind of like control that situation, then they can control the masses. So it's like one of the lowest vibrations you can also exist in. I think it's like right above apathy. Yeah. They're like cousins. And it's like, well, where do you expect to be if that's where your narrative is? Like, are you going to be happy? Are you going to be like manifesting the things that you want in your life? Are your friends going to be happy? Are you going to be pleasant to be around? And so much of that requires forgiving yourself, and then also knowing why you made certain decisions and being okay with that. Right? Like even like we don't always make good decisions. There's going to be plenty of bad ones. I'm sure everyone's made plenty of bad ones, but it's saying, okay, I did that probably because of this, and I'm going to move forward. Like I'm not that mistake. I'm not that decision. And just like seeing how much your life changes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's everything you said resonates a lot. And I will say, so basically like after, and this is the shame piece, because it's very subversive. Like we don't know, like you'd have people who are like, well, I'm not ashamed of anything. But if you actually start going in, you'll find it, because it comes down culturally, and it works together with silence. Like shame and silence are co-conspirators of suffering, because the shame, you don't want to say it. You don't want to get it out. You will not, because again, that external validation. And so it's a way of like getting people to self-police. I mean, it's wild. And when you let go of it, you're so free. So I refuse to watch that video again. Like after I'm never watching it again. I would just feel like a punch in the gut every time, like I had to come across it or what have you. And I swear to God, I said, I'm never going to speak publicly again. I'm never going to give another keynote. I'm never going to write a blog. I'm never going to do another podcast. I will never do anything again. And then I started to reach out to people I asked for help, which is not a default for me. I don't ask for help. It's just not who I am. So it's a lot of work for me. And I started to like reach out to like my sisterhood, like people, and talk about it, because I was ashamed to talk about it, because I was ashamed of what they would think, that all these people were attacking me. It's like really twisted. So I started there. And I got so much support, and I got so much love. And I learned that everybody gets attacked in different kinds of ways, which was appalling to me. So talk about naive. Like I had no idea that this happened, or I just wasn't aware of it. And at some point though, I recognized that I need to face this thing. So sometimes my process has been, I really stick my head in the sand about it. Because I don't want to face it. Like discomfort, I would rather take a cold plunge than face discomfort. I mean, I will not. And I know this about myself, so I know that I actually have to like go face it. But I kind of got to this point where I started to feel again, like when I let myself process, I started to come out of it a little bit and say, you know what? Like, no, I'm not going to let you take me down. And so that part of me started to come back up. I needed to be in the darkness to learn the lesson first. Because Goalcast will reissue the video occasionally, ever so often. And so at some point, I decided I need to watch this video again. Like I need to face the demon that I refuse to face. And so I watched it, which was like gut wrenching to just hit play. Like I can't even tell you how hard it was to watch this video. And I watch it, right? And then I'm watching it, and then all of a sudden, as I'm watching it, I realize like, oh my God, this is a beautiful video. It's a beautiful story. And I'm watching it as the video, not as me, because at that point it was not me. And I had a really powerful moment where I let it go. I basically, by watching it, by facing it, by experiencing it again, I saw that I did nothing wrong. And so energetically, I forgave myself. I let go of the shame, and I let go of the whole charge, the whole energy around this video and what it was doing to keep me down. And I went back on the speaking circuit. So I do a lot of keynotes. I do a lot of like talks. I published a book. And, you know, Goalcast will reissue the video occasionally. I've never had another trolling comment ever since. Never again.
That's so interesting.
And that's the power. That's the power of shame. That's the power of self-forgiveness. That's the power of facing the things we don't want to face. And that's the power we have energetically as like big old spiritual energetic beings, right? To find the strength in ourselves, to love ourselves so much that nothing on the outside can hurt us. And guess what? Nothing will.